My name is Florence Colleoni. I'm a glaciologist and representing the Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research, and we are broadcasting this event from the Cryosphere Pavilion run by ICE. The following letter urges world leaders to fulfill commitments made in the 2015 UN Paris Agreement and calls for immediate and decisive actions. Next slide, please. Next slide. Not going up. Sorry, technical issues. Okay, thank you very much. The letter has been put together by 5 initiatives: BEPC, focusing on biogeochemical exchange processes at CIC interface, represented by Letizia Tedesco, Jacqueline Steffels, and Nadia Steiner. Aspect, focusing on Antarctic sea ice processes, represented by Petra Heil. Quiescence, focusing on aerosol clouds, processes and feedbacks in the Arctic, represented by Georgia Sotiropoulou. PACES, focusing on Arctic air pollution, represented by Stephen Arnold and Kathy Lowe. CATCH, focusing on cryosphere and atmospheric chemistry, represented by Paul Ziegler and J.C. Creaming. They will be our panelists today. Next slide, please. The letter has been endorsed by a number of international initiatives and organizations that you can see here, and representing atmospheric to cryospheric sciences, worldwide scientists joining those initiatives. Letizia Tedesco will now read the letter, and after this reading, the panelists will introduce critical aspects of the cryosphere and talk about the work done through the initiatives in polar areas. At the end, we will open the floor to questions. Letizia, passing over to you. You're muted, Letizia. You're muted, Letizia.
An SOS from the poles to the world leaders at COP29. The undersigned scientific organization.
Yeah, it's okay.
The undersigned scientific organizations call on world leaders and their representatives attending COP29 some substantial decarbonization and to collaborate to implement the measure necessary to achieve this goal. The climate is dangerously close to exceeding 1.5 degrees Celsius global temperature increase above pre-industrial levels, pressure that has already triggered rapid changes in the world's ice cover regions. We are witnessing this unprecedented melting of ice sheets, glaciers, sea ice, and thawing of permafrost. This has set us on a trajectory toward accelerated sea level rise. This displaces hundreds of millions of people. These changes are not isolated. They cascade into widespread and severe impacts on climate stability, ecosystems, livelihoods, economy, and the safety of societies worldwide. The undersigned organization emphasized that exceeding the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold risks triggering irreversible and uncontrollable shift in the Earth's climate system, with catastrophic consequences for both current and future generations. There is no more time to waste. We urge world leaders to fulfill the commitments made in the 2015 UN Paris Agreement and to ensure that the 1.5 degrees Celsius limit remains achievable. Immediate and decisive action is not just necessary, it is essential for the future of our planet and humanity. Initiative organizations, biochemical exchange processes at sea ice interfaces, BEPC. Antarctic sea ice processes and climate aspect. Cryosphere and atmospheric chemistry catch. Air pollution in the Arctic, climate, environment, society, spaces. Quantifying the direct effect from sources to climate effects of natural and third-party aerosol in the Arctic, Cryosat. Endorsing organizations. Association of Polar Early Career Scientists. Abyss for Future. Climate and Cryosphere. European Polar Board. Future Earth. International Cryosphere Climate Initiative. International Glaciological Society. International Ice Charting Working Group. Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research SCAR. SCAR, Instability and Threshold in Antarctica. SCAR, Integrated Science to Inform Antarctic and Southern Ocean Conservation. SCAR, Near-Time Variability and Prediction for the Antarctic Climate System. Surface Ocean Over Atmosphere Study. Southern Ocean Observatory System, and World Climate Research Program. Thank you.
2023 exceeded 1.5 degrees global temperature increase. Next slide. We are observing or have already observed melting ice sheets, melting glaciers, melting sea ice, thawing permafrost. We are on a trajectory to accelerated sea level rise, displacing hundreds of millions of people. These changes are not isolated. Changes cascade into widespread and severe impacts on climate stability. These impacts ecosystems, livelihoods, economies, and safety of societies worldwide. The State of the Cryosphere 2024 indicated that nearly all of these changes cannot be reversed on human timescales, and they will grow with each additional fraction of a degree of warming and CO2 concentrations in the atmosphere. The undersigned organizations emphasize exceeding the 1.5 degree threshold risks triggering irreversible and uncontrollable shifts in the Earth's climate with catastrophic consequences for both current and future generations. Thank you. Okay, next.
BEPSI is one of the organizations that organized this press release. BEPSI focuses on developing tools to tackle big picture questions about global relevance of biogeochemical processes within and around sea ice, including climate change feedbacks. We promote fundamental and methodological discussions between field scientists and modelers, but besides that, we are doing we try to target early career scientists, policymakers, and have outreach to children and general public. Amongst others, we were at COP for and organized 2 events last week and contributed to a 3rd event. Next. You're muted. I don't know if someone's talking.
Thank you. Aspect is the SCAR expert group for Antarctic sea ice processes and climate. Aspect's mission is to improve the knowledge of the Antarctic sea ice zone properties and variables through sustained field observations, laboratory observations, remote sensing, product analysis, and the numerical modeling in a bimodal way to reduce the bias in model projections. Our aims overlap with those of the partner associate organizations. We are largely interested to improve and facilitate research planning through coordinated cross-disciplinary field opportunities. We engage strongly with our satellite agencies across the globe. We are also developing new observing strategies and collaborate broadly on developing and improving best practices for observations, lab analysis, and data analysis. We are strongly encouraging the research and development of new platforms and techniques, including increasing the autonomous research platforms. We support the inclusion and training of students and ECRs, and we engage broadly and collaborate actively with operational agencies.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jessie Cremian, and I'm speaking on behalf of the CATCH organization. So we are a community of a steering committee and also almost 800 members. And the mission of CATCH is to facilitate interdisciplinary and international research to understand the systems that control atmospheric chemistry in the cold regions of the Earth. So there's a link to our website if you would like to find out more information. But some of our primary aims are to develop an international and transdisciplinary research community to be able to foster research planning and engage and train early career scientists, and then engage the public and stakeholders. We have some ongoing activities that we like to maintain the engagement of our community, and that's including a monthly newsletter and our website. We have a seminar series where we learn about new aspects of the cryospheric regions. We also have scientific working groups, and then we host open science conferences, workshops, and other conferences to be able to continue our communication.
I'm Steve Arnold from the University of Leeds, and I'm presenting on behalf of the PACES initiative. So PACES is the Air Pollution in the Arctic Climate, Environment and Societies initiative. PACES is focused on remote and local sources of air pollution in the Arctic. And this includes increasing human influences from resource extraction, transportation, and urbanization in the Arctic, but also includes natural responses to climate change, which are increasing concentrations of trace gases and aerosols in the Arctic. This includes melting permafrost and also wildfires, which are increasing at high latitudes. These have important impacts on climate, on people's health at high latitudes, and also on ecosystems. Much of this science is poorly constrained at the moment, and PACES is committed to better understanding many of these processes to improve our understanding of how these impacts are changing people's lives and the global climate system. PACES underpins new efforts in measurements and also in modeling to better understand some of these interactions and improve our understanding of the system. PACES works to do this by advancing knowledge through building a framework for interdisciplinary research and encouraging community building of international science collaboration. We strongly encourage participation from early career researchers, and we foster a number of international events regularly to bring scientists together to understand some of these important consequences of air pollution.
Hi, I'm Georgia Sotiropoulou from University of Athens. I represent the quiescent community. Quiescent stands for quantifying the indirect effect from sources to climate effects of natural and transported aerosol in the Arctic. So our aim is to identify the key challenges in quantifying the impact of aerosol cloud interactions on Arctic climate. Aerosol cloud interactions are a major source of uncertainty in climate model projections of the Arctic climate and the global climate as well. So our activities so far mainly include the organization of meetings and workshops to coordinate the international cooperation between aerosol and cloud scientists, physicists and chemists, experimentalists and modelers. We held our last workshop a few weeks ago to discuss plant experimental and modeling strategies for the International Polar Year in 2032. And our main aim is to develop a strategic plan for improving aerosol cloud process understanding and reduce climate model uncertainties.
Perhaps they're just speaking among. I mean, so we closed the event, just in case. I mean, so you're just talking to each other, right?
Stage.